Put me up in that algorithm and holla at your girl.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's star time.
Friday, July 7th, and we're talking about trending topics.
Oh,
Yes.
what?
Yes, girl. That's unique.
Ladies and gentlemen,
That's unique. Yes. No. Wait. Queens is in the building, y'all.
Yo, Moochie, can I get that theory, please? Let me get that theory. You know what I mean? I need that theory right now. I don't need it tomorrow. I don't need it Wednesday. I don't need it Friday. I need that theory right now.
You know, black girls don't really have to do stuff like that. What we gotta do is take naps and moisturize. And we pretty much good to go.
Right.
What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? You rocking with Moochie, and this is Moochilla's Reviews. So hit that hammer because you came through. We're gonna be talking about the finale. We're gonna get into it. I'm just gonna give enough. Give some people some time to get. And we're gonna get into it, y'all. I am Moochie. This is the finale we talking about, and this is Moochilla's Reviews. So come on. Hit that subscribe button, hit the share, and put me up in that algorithm, y'all. Let's get into it. Put me up in that algorithm and holla at your girl. So this episode, I thought we were going to get a little more than what we got because it was such a build-up for you know who the person in the win, okay? But we're going to, I liked a lot of things about this, though. It seemed like Lulu came full circle. Rock, I think she was the most disrespected in this episode from beginning to the end. She was disrespected by so many people in this, and I had a problem with that. She was disrespected this whole episode, y'all. I'm talking about from the beginning with Unique, then it went with Erwin Hahn, then it went on to her son. Even Marvin took a jab at her. But I you know, that was one of the things that I saw the most. And the one I think that broke her heart the most was Jukebox. Between Jukebox and her son at that cliffhanger. Okay?
But I'm a fucking dragon slayer. But I'm a fucking dragon slayer.
All right, y'all. So y'all ready to get into it? I gave y'all enough time to get in here. So let's talk about it, y'all. Like I said, Rock was the most disrespected in this. Unique didn't pull no punches with her when they had that meeting. I thought more was gonna be said. I thought she was gonna be able to talk her way around it. And like I said, he was just disrespectful. Um, and I was kind of pissed off with him, y'all. I was like, wow. But the episode starts out with him finding out the news about Crystal being gone. And he doesn't take it well. And he's putting the battery in Jukebox's back and trying to convince her that this is all Rock's doing. And it's like he's upset. And she did say it at that time, Jukebox, that you don't want to believe everything these Bonnie and Clyde people are saying, talking about pops and snaps. Ah, it's like I don't understand how he can't see everything right in front of his face. And I honestly thought he was gonna figure it out, because there was like little looks that he gave where it seemed like, the elevator going to the top and I'm figuring it out. But unfortunately, I was wrong. Okay. Like I said, Unique looked at her like he had you know how when you see somebody that you into come in a room and your heart flutters? I don't care what nobody say. I'm saying he saw that, but I think he feels like he got dumped or whatever the case may be, because he delusional, yo. He delulu. Okay? Yes, he's delulu, y'all. But this part, it went. I know I thought they was gonna be like the enemy of the enemy is my friend, and then we was gonna see them get together to go after the Italians. But no, we gotta they gonna do some back and forth with each other before that even happens, and I believe that's gonna be the setup, hopefully, for next season. But now that they do, the man in the wind in the series now, I don't know where this is gonna go, but I like to guess. Moving on. So now Marvin know he messed up, and when he gave that to me, when he gave the how could I say it, the kiss of death, when Stefano, I feel like Stefano taking the business right from underneath Rock was the kiss of death, because he know he got to go home and tell his sister what has happened, and this is because of his nonsense. And so he know it's gonna be bad. It seemed like he had like a lump in his throat to swallow when he was talking to Stefano. Lulu, the way he did this, he doing his research. He finding out where she lived. Now I gotta go back when they had that meeting. When she walked out of there, she said, "We gonna see who gonna be calling somebody daddy. You find out where they live." Yo, I knew she was ready to, she's ready to really get at him now. Now you two drew the line in the sand. I'm gonna go all out. That's how Rock is. And Lou went and followed one of Unique's people, which led him to Panessa's mom, which led him to Panessa, which also, and he's gonna follow her at this point. Now this, I didn't know. I wanted this. I thought this was gonna go somewhere, but this guy's really scared of him because he a street dude now. Kanan is that official guy where he's really putting fear in the older people. Like he just a blue collar worker that want to work and mind his business. You know what I'm saying? Let me look at these comments. All episodes, Lou was on some slayless grind. Soon as Rock find out where Panessa stay, Lulu was out. Exactly. What's up, RC? It was clear Unique still wants Rock, despite what he said. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't understand why. I thought he was going to excuse himself like they usually do when they parlay. If you go back to the old OG Power, whenever they parlay, I know they got all of their peoples around, and they usually walk off and walk and talk. Because I know it's like a outside setting. I thought we were gonna get that with this meeting, so I was kind of taken aback from that. I think Kanan and Rock gonna make amends. Of course, I think he's gonna find out what happened, but I'm gonna get to that. Take your track shoes off, Patricia, and put them on. Put that recliner up and put your feet up. And take them track shoes off and let me get to my point, okay? Moving on. Now, we all thought this was gonna be Crystal, but this is Grandma, Miss Thomas. And then you go in here to talk about what you gonna do to your mama, but you saying it. So now we know that this was Grandma Thomas' grave. Of course they couldn't have a funeral. You know what's? I can't remember who left the comment when in the first reaction, but you know how I go back. I'm gonna do another video where I'll go back and look at the comments and we shoot the ish, But what I was gonna say is, it was somebody that pointed something out to me saying like they couldn't have a funeral because now they warring, and that's true because they can't all be in the same spot at the same time, but they still going to meet at that diner. But you know why they can still meet at that diner? Because the diner is a neutral ground. Okay, y'all remember that, right? Okay, so Unique sounded like a teenage boy, like he has all season. I love that Rock didn't react. She let him rant like the David and Stefano. Exactly. Okay. So now we know that was Joyce Thomas' grave. This was the next time she was disrespected by Erwin Han. I'm sorry, I said Quan. It's Han. They talked about everything as far as Quan is not here no more. Also David, and she basically said she was gonna protect him, but then she threatened the family. He said, "My family already back in China. Do what you want to do. I'm old." He's like, he don't care no more. He almost lost his whole bloodline. I talked about that in last week's recap. Okay. I can't wait because he definitely needs to find out about Snaps and Pops. I want to know what's his reaction gonna be when he find out, because now you rocking with Snaps and Pops' nephew, and now you got to really be careful if you do decide to do something. Yo, he read the filth to her and called her a monster. Exactly. He called her evil. That's what he said. I wrote it down too. He was like, "You are evil, but you can't see it." That was nasty work what he said to her. He went in on her. And Rock was still cool, calm, and collected with everything. Now, Juke gets questioned by Garcia like a quid pro quo. You gonna give me something? And hey, I want to talk to you about this girl we found. And what do you know about it? But she was still tight-lipped. And she found out what she found out. But I honestly thought that they were gonna end up, she was gonna find out that Snaps and Pops was connected to this and tell Garcia. But you know what? It's not too late for something like this to happen, y'all. It could possibly happen next season. Cause she's working her way in there, and she's building a rapport just like she built a rapport with Shannon Burke. I'm glad Ghost Smoke breeze. Well, we gotta see what he do, Mr. Jones. The season they pushed that Kanan and his grandma was so close that we never seen till this season. Then also suddenly Kanan and Crystal are in this deep relationship. They will push. So do you feel like it was rushed, Monica? Like the Kanan and the grandma and the Crystal and the Kanan, those relationships were rushed where they weren't really developed? Ghost stole Bree's style. Probably so. They all learned from him. That was a very vague description. Or do all BW look alike? You know what I'm saying? And that's what I was like, well, how you getting mad, Kanan, and how you not picking up that it might be Snaps? Okay? That kind of like pissed me off. That really kind of pissed me off, y'all. Now, Lulu follows her, and this is a FYI, a fun fact. This is Queens Boulevard, I believe, because they have these kind of buildings like that. But I know they do a lot of filming in the Bronx, and some places in the Bronx do look like Queens, but this look like somewhere on Queens Boulevard to me. If you from Queens and you this look like Queens Boulevard, put that hammer up and let me know. Let me know what y'all think, okay? Finally, Breeze popped up. It's about time, okay? Now, this part where he goes to talk to Pops and Snaps and they talk about this meeting they're gonna set up, and they talk about this meeting they're gonna set up, and I want to say we know in the last episode they told him that his mother took out Famous, but he's still pressing them about information from the police, and they are basically breadcrumbing him and leading him to where they want him to believe. Did y'all find this kind of odd the way he was like consoling her and holding on to her? Let me find out that Unique is gonna be having some Italiano. She gonna be having some chocolate. Let me find out. I need Snaps and Pops to be eliminated. I know, and I want them to earn it, and I want them to earn to me, they gonna end up getting the worst deletion to me. They gonna get the worst deletion to me. Didn't it look like Unique might end up being able to fool around with this woman? Cause he consoling her, and they done left her by herself, and she's ready to get back for Sal Baselli, not knowing that she talking to Phil Russo, and Phil Russo set this whole damn thing up. Okay, Phil Russo set this whole damn thing up. Now, Marvin, you should have did this 3 episodes ago. That way you should have just went in there and took out everybody that was playing that card game, since you so trigger happy anyway. When he came out to take a pee, you should have used him used the cousin as a shield and went up in there and took all of them out. I'm just saying. Might be Queens, but a lot of scenes they feel in Mount Vernon. That's why I said what I said, Patty. That's why I said you could find some areas in the Bronx and now Mount Vernon, but I really don't know that area that good to say that. But it does look like Queens or some areas, certain areas in the Bronx or whatever. Okay. She want to protect them from the family. She's going. I think she is gonna protect on Marvin where he don't get taken out. But what if she find out, Mr. Jones? What if Miss Baselli finds out that Marvin is the reason her son is gone because of the first hit? Now, if she find that out, Marvin gonna be on the chopping block, y'all. Okay? She won't. Oh yeah, okay. Let me see this one. Best part of the episode is Brantford, aka Breeze, fresh off the boat. Now we see young Ghost and Tommy now. So basically, a lot of people is happy to see Breeze for the simple fact that we are going to see Ghost and Tommy now. But I hope y'all are not going to harp on it. Let it develop. Hopefully, we might see them in season 5. I say by mid-season. Maybe like the 3rd or 4th episode. But I'm just shooting the ish, okay? This broke Rock's heart. This was the next disrespectful thing. She was disrespected by her niece, and I think she wasn't expecting that. She thought she was going to get some information from Juke about Kanan so they could get ahead of this situation because she know that her son is going to do something stupid. She probably feeling it all in her bones. Okay? She probably feeling it all in her bones that her child is going to do something stupid. Sometimes it be like that, y'all, with your children. Moving on. This was shocking to me. I wasn't expecting him to do this in broad daylight, y'all. He did. He couldn't even finish the job. They've been talking about how soft he was. Stefano was talking about how soft he was, and you couldn't even get it together. And now you gotta come back here and step on my toes in Queens, and you running into my business. Oh, we should have never got mixed up with these people. Then we find out the reveal that they was working together on purpose to take out Sal. That was crazy. They both doing stuff wrong. They supposed to have a sit down to take out a made man. Now imagine how this would work out if like the other families found out about this, where they end up taking out both of them. But you know what? I really thought that was gonna happen, but I thought Stefano was gonna face the consequences of that. Okay. This one hurt from both sides. Juke felt looked over too. Yes. She felt like only time you pay attention to me is if I'm next to Kanan. I like your profile picture, by the way. Oh, I was watching the repeat of Juke and Rock had a close relationship when she was younger. That's why I didn't understand what Juke was talking about. And she didn't recognize or notice her. Exactly. But you know what else? She only talked to her when she be fishing for information for Kanan, but I can't even say that. She's the one that came out to her about, that she like girls and stuff. So I thought they were gonna have. I was surprised that it went this way, but I believe because of what Kanan said before she went and met her, and then she saw Garcia. Now she's really thinking it, and that's why that conversation took place and went down the way it did. Moving on. Now this. Do you see how Aisha is side-eyeing Juke? Do y'all think she's side-eyeing Juke, and are we gonna see more of her next season periodically? She gotta come home from school. She gonna come home from school and get licked during the break. That's my assumption of it. What y'all think? Let me look at this chat real quick. Okay, I looked at that one. Yeah, Bonnie and Clyde going down bad in season 5 when Kanan put 2 and 2 together. That's what I'm saying. I wanted where, you know how they say somebody get a well-deserved deletion? You know how we had that, you know how we was when we wanted Dre to get it? I want it to be like that. What's up, JG? I like how Breeze is the same height as Kanan, considering he might be crazier than Neek and Ronnie. You know, I want to see when we gonna see that. Like, how long are they gonna do that reveal where we see something, where we see him how he get down when somebody like do something that he don't like? Okay, we got 82 people in the building. Hit that like, hit the share, put me up in that algorithm, y'all.
But I'm a fucking dragon slayer. But I'm a fucking dragon slayer. But I'm a fucking dragon slayer. But I'm a fucking dragon slayer.
I don't think we're gonna see any more of this woman, but she seemed like she was shocked because she's so young and that this happened, and then they brought up Juke's cousin. Wasn't she dating your cousin? So yeah, this doesn't look good. But Juke is like she's like so far gone now, where she's so far removed for being a singer. You know, she left that world behind months ago. This conversation, even he disrespected her, but she, you know, taught him a new one like usual. You know, she always know the right thing to say, and I believe it hurt his feelings, but he let her know you not perfect either. You not perfect either. He sure did tell her that. What was the point of this scene? What scene you talking about? Rock is her mama child, okay? Cause she do talk to them. Now that you all in, she talks to her. She talks to them like how their mother would talk to them. And I think that's how she know how to get in their head. Remember how she did Lulu? She had Lulu like tearing up. She brought Lulu back down to a 7-year-old. Just saying. Rock was in Marvin's skin. I won't be surprised if he crash out like Lou next year. Don't say that. Like, are you saying crash out like go back to drugs? Because remember, he was using too at one time, and that's how he got his first bid. Juke and Marvin gave Rock some things to think about. Yeah, of course. I feel like the scene Breeze is about his business, and Kanan and Ghost talk about how Breeze taught them how to take certain people out. He won't have a problem with Kanan taking out Snaps and Pops. I don't think so either, because I feel like he's a business person, and if he see that he messing with their business, where he pitting up where Pops and Snaps is pitting people against each other, I could definitely see him turning his head for them to take out his aunt and uncle. And yeah, I do believe that. Okay, there was a reason why Rock closed the eyes when Kanan had the pow pow pointed towards her. Well, enlighten me on the situation. She feels overlooked, like Juke is, yeah, she has been, but you know what? I like the way she broke it down, because remember how Juke told Kanan it's things, secrets you don't even know about in this family? That means she's heard a lot of things, such as she probably already knew about Detective Marvin Howard. That was his father. I think she kind of knew that because she probably seen them hanging out together. Any chance Breeze takes out snaps and pops for Kanan? It's possible, especially if they build a rapport like that. Anything's possible, but I more see him turning his head and letting them do it, letting Kanan get that one off. He would have to get that one off because of the way he was deceived by them. Juke was never protected. She was protected when her father gave her that hammer, okay? Hey, Moochie, Rock and Juke definitely have a close relationship like mother and daughter. They are a lot alike. They know each other's mannerism. Juke realized she was wrong when Marvin kept it 100 about Rock. Exactly. And I like the fact that that Marvin was straight up with her even after her and Marvin had that falling out. Even though Rock and Marvin had the little argument, he's still like, that's my sister at the end of the day, and I know that she wouldn't do something like that. That's how you supposed to be with your family. Now this, I thought we were going to get something to my satisfaction, meaning I really thought that Lulu was going to put pause on this kid. He ain't do nothing, but he told him to. I like the conversation they had, but I thought he was going to get the pause put on him, which that should have happened. He needed to yoke this little ninja up and be like, look, I'm telling you, D-Wiz is on me, and I know your mother didn't do that to Fame and Crystal. I heard about what happened to her. I think he should have like really, really stood more on it. And if something happens to her, I am coming to you. And I think I want to know who's going to be the one that stops this from happening, because I think that is going to be the case. This girl getting some cutty. And Marvin done probably heard the things that go bump in the night, okay? Tap, 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 tap. Yeah, that's right. Hit that like button. Yeah, support me. Holla at your girl. Hit the like, hit the share, y'all. Ew. Thank you, Candy. Yes, Moochie, the look was deceiving with this still. Exactly. Okay. I like this conversation they had, though. I think this was when she had the conversation talking about her father, when she said, I could relate to this. I really can. Where she was like, my father don't have nobody. He needs me. And I really relate to that scene because I'm kind of going through that right now. So I understood why she like, nah, I'm not leaving my dad right now. That hit home for me. Okay, Marvin still loved Rock. When she told Juke Rock had no reason to take out Famous or Crystal because Rock doesn't move without a plan and a motive. That's why Juke regret her tense. Yeah, she did say that. She said it right away that she had regret talking to her father. And I like the way their relationship, the relationship with Marvin and Juke is like a real father-daughter relationship, but you know he let her have her freedom. You can have company here. Like he's all right with it now. That scene was dumb. They just finished messing around, but fully dressed. Okay. She probably put her panties back on real quick. You know the father in the house. Moving on. I'm speaking from experience. Who's walking around? You know how you gotta put your panties on real quick. I like how yeah, they did come a long way, RC. You took the words right out of my mouth. They could have had a conversation about Marvin somewhere else. You ain't want to see them in their panties, right, Monica? Ew. My man Uncle Marvin survived in season 4 once again. I know everybody thought Homeboy was going, but he made it out. Okay. Hmm. Are y'all happy with this reveal? Don't sleep on Shamik Moore. He did an excellent Raekwon. He was also in the Get Down. I liked him in that, and that was even a period piece from further back. So he's going to me, he gonna do this role pretty good. He gonna do this role justice. That's how I see it. It was just unrealistic. Sweatpants and socks. Come on. You know what though? Going back to that scene, Monica, she might have been. Remember, it was the rumors that the actress was, with child. But I don't know. Yeah, we definitely gonna see an example of how Breeze get down in season 5, leading into Origins. Loose school Kanan, but I wish Marvin talked to him too. Marv ready to slap him. I know he was ready to slap him a couple of weeks ago, where he was talking crazy to Rock. And to me, I'm looking at it like I got an older brother, and if my son talked to me sideways, my brother would get in his behind. He will really get at him. He'll like, who you talking to like that? You understand? I'm talking about when he was younger, not now. He's a man now. So I'm talking about when he was like a teenager. He's not grown yet, Kanan, to me. You supposed to still be in school, but whatever. I feel like he got this role, and I like how 50 Cent set the tone. This ninja, you already know. Mm-hmm. He was looking good here. Breeze, pull the shades down. All right. Was that early station Marvin went back to where he got pow at? I That's what I was trying to figure out. Why is he going back there, and why is he? If y'all know y'all Warren, why are you getting gas this late at night? Because remember he was by the gas pump, so I didn't know if he was like why are you there right now? You know the block is hot. Cause Juke was the giver, she don't receive. Yeah, this is true. So maybe she ain't need to take her sweatpants off. Cause you know that girl was already feeling it, all right? Anywho, I wish they would have waited to show Breeze until Origins. I don't know. It seemed like they wanted to give the people what they wanted this season. He was in the Wu-Tang. Yes, he like I said, he played he played Raekwon. So yeah. Hi, so iconic. Hey, Beverly. Rock tired to get Taint. Yeah, she tried to get Kanan to stay in school, but he ain't listen. But you know what? Do y'all remember last season when she put the pow in his knapsack and he got caught by the metal detector? If he didn't finish school, she was supposed to get arrested. How do you abandon that storyline? Or do y'all think that could come back to haunt her? Let me know what y'all think. Okay. Silas Jackson. Was that the scene with Stefano got at the same scene with Drew? You know what? No, that was by the that was like in the city where the priest, where you talking about the priest that was down with Tommy? If you talking about that, yeah, nah, that was by the water. That I want to say that was by the Hudson River because they was sitting by the lake by the river and you could see the bridge. You saw like the city skyline and stuff like that. They was in the cut somewhere here where Stefano was. I gotta go back and look. If it was, and then not only that, it was at nighttime too. So you might be right because I did see a bridge afterwards. You know where it looked like though? Do you remember that last time where Detective Howard? Do you remember how Detective Howard and Rock used to meet, like out of the area? That looked like somewhere they would meet. That's what it said about him weeks ago about him being on probation. He had to go to school to stay out. Exactly. So is there a chance because he didn't finish this high school thing that they're going to circle back to this thing and put Kanan in juvie? Let me know what y'all think. This part I like. You get Phil Russo giving Unique the okay and letting him know, you could do what you want because I took my aim and I missed. When he said that, I was like, Dad, this was messed up to me. When he said I took my aim and I missed. So now he's letting Unique off he letting Unique do what he want. And now since Phil Russo letting Unique do what he want, Rock is ready to take this ninja at the knees. Get rid of everything he loved or put a threat to everything he loved. Do y'all think that this whole movement is going to backfire on Rock when Unique comes at her hard? Or do you think that Lulu's going to take it too far and it'll be a casualty with Unique and his family? I don't think he will. She seemed like she'd be better off with Lulu anyway because Unique is off the chain. She was scared of him. She's really scared of him at this point. Now that they had this meeting, I don't like the way Garcia threw that monkey wrench out there. Like, he's saying it was a black woman, but you could have did a little bit more with this. Cause now look like you pointing a finger right at the mama, even though he don't know what's going on. And now Marvin circle backs, checks on Gerald's daughter. She's safe, and I wonder if she still got that money Marvin gave her. But he looked like he was about to cry here. Like, I want to know, do you guys think he took an interest in Gerald's daughter for the simple fact is how they were when they were kids, and he had to basically take care of his family until Rock got older. Because remember, he's the oldest, and Marvin was taking care of his family like this because of his mother being on, I don't know if she was on the booger sugar, but she was on some kind of substance, okay? Lou about to go ham, Looneyville. They woke him up. Of course, the hood woke him up. Them dudes in the bookstore woke him up. Where they like, oh, you not even out there like that no more. Go make your music. I don't know why y'all wrote this Dragon Slayer up because he ready to go to town on y'all. I think he should have. Garcia, I don't like the way he told Kanan, broke Kanan this news. Now this Unique, he took care of all angles with he basically while she taking him down at the knees, she did that. He did that to her. Took out the Chinese restaurant. He even took out Stefano's fish place. Did y'all notice that? Did you notice that? Unique is whack. He's not crazy. When he talks to Snaps and Pops, he not crazy. When he talks to the Italians, he's just crazy when it's just women. You think so? You think so? Most gangsters love the kids. I know, like you make me think about ODB. Wu-Tang for the children. Lou went from straight up KI double hockey sticks us to the Dragon Slayer. Okay? Talk about it. I saw that and I was wondering, was that Stefano's business? Yes, it was, y'all. That was Stefano's spot. What did you think Unique? What did Unique do? She wasn't using the restaurants anymore. Stefano, he's a day behind. I know he didn't do nothing, but he think he doing that. So let the ninja think that. I'm mad nobody even thought about pops and snaps. Me too, Tree. I'm like, how y'all ain't put this together? Okay, we already talked about this. I might have had something extra there. But this with Panessa, she couldn't even get the pow pow out of her bag, y'all. You see how she was fumbling for it? I was like, oh my goodness. She was fumbling for it and fumbling for it. And he was like, don't even pull that out. Rock business would have worked if Unique didn't mess it up because of how Unique is mentally ill all over the place. Of course it would have worked. I thought she was gonna go in there and let him know, look, I got the supply. But that means that means they already had this plan in motion with basically cutting Rock out of the business because they brought in Breeze. With the Chinese restaurants being burnt down, remember Rock has those buildings including the laundromat. Remember Kanan had Ghost and Tommy running the laundromats. Yup. But I think they're gonna get that idea, Silas Jackson, from this is where they're gonna get that from Breeze, I believe. You did ask why Kanan always listening to Bonnie and Clyde. Exactly. I had talked about that in the first scene, and she's like, "You not even you listening to everything these people saying. You going to them with everything." I was pissed off about that. The next season, I doubt Rock is going to have time to sell because Stefano cut them off. Even though they good for finding a new setup in a few scenes. But the thing is this though, now that he got, poked up by Phil Russo, how is this gonna play out? Because now he done messed up and he knows who his attacker was. So we're gonna see a mob hit next season. Definitely. Phil Russo, somebody is perfecting their penmanship for the toe tag for Phil Russo. So, cause he's kicking the bucket. I don't care what nobody say. I really don't like how Lou turned him from a chill music guy to a gangster who is all right with kidnapping mother and children. And that's what's gonna make me think, is Kanan gonna, if Kanan finds out about this, do you think now he's gonna even believe more that Rock might have did this because those kids was that because of Unique's because Panessa and Jerome was kidnapped? That's Unique's baby mother and the son. I think he gonna lose it. Is he gonna be able to think straight? And I don't understand why you feel like, look, you forgot about Marvin using that automatic pow at that car when they came out the movies. And he had Jerome with him, and he was smaller than he is now. Moving on. Unfortunately, everyone is done with Rock. I don't even think she will rebuild. I don't think so either. I think she wanted, keep in mind, the beginning of last season, she wanted to lay low and she was going to let Unique do everything. And that's why I don't understand why Unique ain't putting 2 and 2 together. She only came back into the fold because she thought you was gone. She didn't do anything, though. He looked when Bonnie and Clyde said the other guy will be good for a minute. So they trying to get rid of Unique. Yeah. So is he going to go back and tell Unique that, though? Do y'all think Unique is going to make it out of next season? Breeze and Kanan will take out Unique like Omar brother Brother Muzun took out String. Yeah, but that was different. Do you think he gonna take? Do you think that Unique gonna get taken out because he tried to backdoor them? Rock says Stefano was alive and in the hospital. Yeah, I think he had a collapsed lung, so he is gonna make it. The question is, who he gonna throw under that bus? Because the feds is gonna be questioning him. Rock stood 10 toes down and face to face. She not playing with Unique. Don't this do this? Don't like do this, and you will be warned. Hey, no, Rock ain't dead. I don't think she's dead, y'all. I think when she closed her eyes, I think somebody came from behind and probably gonna do something. The pow pow did go off, but I don't think it hit her. And if it did, it probably grazed her or something like that. But don't be surprised. You know, Juke is a good, she got a good aim. Don't be surprised if that this is when we see Kanan get that scar on his face. Maybe how something grazed you and leave a scar. Maybe that might happen. We got 130 people in the building. Hit the like, y'all. Hit the like. 100. Well, let's say 129. I guess I'm the 130. But hit the like. What up, Stephen Harris? And did y'all notice that he aimed that hammer at Juke? I guess he was mad and she knows where he was going, what he was going to do. The question is, I want y'all to put in the chat, who do y'all think that jukebox called? Put it in the chat, y'all. See, this is where they burnt up. See the tropical fish? That's Stefano's spot, and they burnt down the Chinese spot. This is gonna look. Who y'all think? Now the police is really gonna be sniffing around because it's hot. I want to see how this plays out. I thought she called Marvin. I'm thinking she called him too. I hope he's all right. Ultra plot twist: Juke called Garcia and Kanan pow Garcia. Do you think so? Remember, Kanan does go to jail, but I don't think they're gonna do it now. Could have called Garcia. So you saying Garcia? Stephen Harris says Marvin. Orlin says Garcia to get the identity of the black woman. Yeah. Do y'all think that they gonna come there and get the? Do you think when we see this next season that we gonna get the reveal right away that it was Pops that did that to Crystal? No, she pal who Unique sent. No, so you think she pal who Unique sent or Unique? So Breeze has entered the building. Yes, Steve. It must be the win. Okay. Juke called a ride to Rock. Yeah, but now Juke got her own car now. Remember, she was driving home when she drove Rock home from when she got rid of Unique Baby. I definitely see Jukebox saving Rock and giving Kanan a scar similar to Tasha hitting Tariq before Pow and Tommy. That's exactly how I think it's gonna play out. But he gonna get a scar. I would like it to be like that. Juke called Rock and Rock knew Kanan was coming. They just didn't show her answering. Yeah, I know, because when they did show her on this phone, let me move this real quick. She's on the phone, but she's talking about all of the buildings getting burnt up. And she's she's not even worried about that right now. She was like, it's all, we could build and we could get another spot. That she's not worried about now. Keep in mind, y'all, you remember she still had the strip mall. She could probably do something. So I wouldn't even think too hard about this, where how she gonna rebuild and stuff like that. I think somebody was behind us. So you think it was somebody at them French doors and Kanan saw it, and that's why he pow? I don't think Kanan can pow. I agree too. But if he because only person he did pow really to me was Ronnie, and he did that at point blank range. Look, he messed up when he was sent to take out his father. Maybe Kanan just powed as a warning, like how Diamond did Jannard. This is true. That could happen too. Okay? Look, that when she closed her eyes and it went black, y'all. Oh, this was crazy, yo. Rock took Kanan upstate and powed off the gun. Yeah, I know he took somebody out there. But other than that, he can't really his aim ain't that great. Out of Jukebox and him, Jukebox aim is better than his. Nope, Rock taught him 2 to the pow and 1 to the head. Yeah, but she's not as close, and he looked like he could. He looked like he didn't want to do it. But I don't think I think it's gonna be somebody behind him, or somebody that's behind him stop him. It's gonna be one way or the other, y'all. I wonder how Marvin and Lou gonna cut into Kanan after this stunt. This is what I'm saying. He need to be tied up in a chair and hit with oranges like how Tariq was. I'm just saying. Remember, we didn't see her get pow. There's a chance that she's alive, and that's the one I'm hoping on. Okay? That's the one I am hoping on too, y'all. That is the one I'm hoping on too. But overall, I did like the episode. I really did like this episode overall. I thought it was good. I really did. This was a good episode. We got a lot of we got to meet with Breeze. We got the first season Lulu back. Marvin is still here. Only thing I was disappointed in is that Kanan did not find out that this, that it was Pops. That's the part I was disappointed in. I'm glad Marvin didn't get taken out. I'm glad he finally took out early Tyler. But I wonder how this is gonna work out with as far as Panessa and things of that nature. So I really enjoyed this episode. I enjoyed the episode. I thought it was good. I thought I liked the reveal with Breeze coming in. And now look, we didn't even know that Breeze was related to Pops and Snaps. That was like a secret that was kept close to the chest, and I like that they did that. Terrible episode, just to set up for season 5. No closure. Yeah, but it was a cliffhanger, Steve. You ain't like the cliffhanger? Moochie Kanan is a kid like Tariq. Was they yeah, they was easy to be manipulated from the outside, because Kanan did the same exact thing that Pops and Snaps did to Ghost and Tariq. turned them against each other, but he actually turned Tariq against his own doggone father. Mother-son drama is better portrayed in Sons of Anarchy and Animal Kingdom. You ain't never lie. Chris P. Animal Kingdom, that was one of the first shows I reviewed when I started doing when I started YouTube. That was my baby, that show. I was so mad that ended because it was supposed to be a spinoff with Animal Kingdom, and then it fell through. Everything fell through. So yeah, Animal Kingdom, that was my show. I was sad to see that go, and I was pissed off with how it ended. I don't know if you are subscribed. You are subscribed, Chris P. I know who you are. If you haven't checked out Animal Kingdom, I reviewed that show, and that was off of a movie, and then they turned it into a series for TNT. So no, it was on TNT. Animal Kingdom. You talk about people getting deleted gives one the munchies. Marvin is not one to waste the good food. You know, he was eating and eating. Kanan didn't take out Rock. If he did, one of his uncles will put him down in the ground, and we know they didn't. So he didn't take her out, while Marvin and Lou are still both alive. I can't see that happening too. And I know even though he missed, he's still gonna get his ass handed to him. Yeah, I said it. He gonna get his ass handed to him. I'm literally yelling at my TV, no, Kanan, no, when he was gonna pow Rock. Rock didn't flinch either. I know she just closed her eyes and like, what will be, will be. She was getting emotional though. She been, I think she had, like, how you have a gut feeling. I think she had that gut feeling. That's why she kept wanting juke about it. I like that they don't rush RK. Let the story breathe, and I wasn't pressed for Breeze or Ghost and Tommy. I'm not pressed for them either. I hope, like, if we do see them, we're going to see them towards the end of the season. I want to see how everything plays out because we still got the Thomas family in the fold. And yeah, respect to Sasha Penn, but he's not fooling me with the fade to black on a cliffhanger. Oh, speaking of that, I wanted to also share something with y'all. Hold on, because I was doing some digging. The other day. I don't even know if I got it. I gotta look and see if I got it on my little page. I think I do, but I'm not sure. Let me check before I yeah, I do got it. Give me a second. I want to put this in so y'all can see what I'm talking about. I want to put this in real quick because I wanted to bring this up. I wanted to know what you guys thought about that too. Okay, so this is a post that I picked up that I saw. And this is the whole thing with Sasha Penn and what he was basically talk about with this season. Let me share my screen again. Okay, so it says this is from the executive producer. It says it was always my intention that Raising Kanan would run for 5 seasons. And thanks to my friends and partners at Stars and Lionsgate, as well as the incredible cast and crew and writing staff, I've been able to tell the entirety of the story I set out to tell way back in 2019. Having said that, with the table we set in this season finale and the inevitable introduction of Breeze, there is still an exceptionally intense and action-packed season left for the viewers to experience. And I assure you that the stakes for Kanan and the entire Thomas family have never been higher. I'm very proud of this series and grateful that we've been able to see it through and to what it is an incredible, explosive, and satisfying conclusion for the unbelievable loyal fans of the Power Universe. So, what's y'all thoughts about that? What's y'all thoughts about that? Because I thought this was I thought that I liked the fact that he did that. I'm actually looking forward to seeing next season and see how this goes out. If the war is gonna be taken down like that, how long will Unique last? Because remember, he was an unexpected piece of this puzzle that stayed around longer than we expected. Okay. Marvin survives yet another pow, another season. He has more plot armor than Tommy. I thought he was going to, kick the bucket in the drive-by, but he didn't even get hit. Yeah, I know. I thought he was going to get hit too. That was one of my no Jesus no moments. The season had too much stuff that didn't matter, like Rock being pregnant. That's why I want to know, why was that mentioned if you wasn't going to circle back to that? And I agree with you on that. What was the sense of saying that this woman is having his baby? And we ain't even circle back to that. Raising Kanan probably going to end with Marvin on the run like Kane and Tommy. That's what I was thinking too. Remember, I always been saying they going to be on the run. Let Sasha Penn and Gary Lemon write all the power shows. No power book ghost writers. If she's, deleted, I don't think the pow shot came from Kanan. I think she will be around for a couple of episodes. Sasha doesn't need to do any more interviews. Okay. Why? Is he telling too much? Just asking. When the little girl yells, Uncle Martin, I think of a certain skit. What, me? Uncle Martin. Hey, what's up, support gaming? I think this is Gemini Don's comment, excuse me. I think similar to Tariq sending Tasha to protective custody. What if a scenario happens, Kanan realized he was wrong about Rock and things get hot in Queens and he sends Rock away for safety? That could be possible, but keep in mind, Raquel Thomas has to get out of jail free card. I'm just saying. I've been saying this for 4 seasons to let the show develop itself, not keep trying to tie OG power. These actors have been doing their thing at the highest level. I agree. I know, but sometimes, Steve, we always gotta reference back to things because they do certain scenarios where it, where you be like, Dag, I remember this from that. I could put this together. I could see them doing this. So yeah. I think Shamik Moore gonna be a great breeze with his mannerism. I think he'll be a controlling type. He's flashy, and over the top ego will make Kanan upset, getting Ghost to take him out. Now let me ask y'all this: do y'all think we gonna see Unique and Breeze bump heads? I think Juke and Lou gonna pop up when the pow went off. It might be Lou she went and got, because if Rock dies, I don't want to see it. Period. Hey EJ, I will watch the first episode to see what happens. I need the Witsec version. Can't fathom Rock being dead. Neither can I. Please hit the like button, y'all. If Rock is deleted this episode, who had the better four-season run, Rock or Monet? It's hard to I don't know. I feel like Rock did better because she's the better actress. She can't put this whole series on her back where we like what we see with her, and she got these one-liners. Don't get me wrong, I love Mary being Monet. We had our little funeral for her and everything, but Rock with her punchlines and the way the way she moves, it's just totally different. She's like the full package to me. In one of the episodes in the season one, they did the same thing with Kanan, Pow Pow, and Detective Howard, his father, but they didn't show it in the end. And the next episode, he was still alive. So yeah, do you think that he did it and she might be in a hospital? And then you're gonna have the feds approaching her about this get out of jail free card and all of that? No doubt, Rock much better than Monet. Love Rock, but if she no, you don't sound like Drago. If she dies, she dies. I will still watch her in the presence though. All right. I don't know. Only thing I'm mad about is that Kanan could not figure out that this is Pops and Snaps doing. I don't know. That's why I said what I said, because to me, I feel like we still raising him, and I don't think he ready to let his mother go yet. I want them to have a redemption in their relationship. Raising Kanan needs to come full circle with Power season 5 and old Rock in her 60s watching Kanan's death on the news full of tears. Ooh! You know what though? They could do that in Origins, yo, because I think the original cast, some people who's gonna be coming back. And if they do that, I would like to see that, because that was a part that we missed and everybody was longing for. Patina Miller is an amazing actor. Will do huge things after she's officially done with RK. I don't know what you talking about. She been doing Broadway, yo. They not only her, Juke is doing Broadway, and that's how I think Tony Danza got brought in, because remember, he does Broadway too. He was a Broadway actor too. And Panessa too. She's an artist too. Yes, Moochie. Her now deceased lawyer Andre did say Rock has to get out of jail free card. That would be how she's alive, possibly. That's what I'm saying. Don't sleep on Rock having that get out of jail free card, because she might put Kanan in juvie just to sit him somewhere safe while this war is going on. But I don't think that's going to happen. That's just me throwing something against the wall to see if it stick, y'all. Snaps and Bob kept mentioning the police connections to this dude. Still hasn't put 2 and 2 together. Then again, he is grinding a lot, so I think he's not thinking clearly. Of course, he's not thinking clearly. He lost his little boo, all his money gone. The little guy got taken out too. He didn't even put that together, which I thought that was going to happen. I actually thought he was going to put 2 and 2 together and figure out that Unique took out OG. Okay. I was here for the Monet funeral, but if Rock dies, y'all gonna have a funeral and a round year candle lit. Y'all might, I'm gonna cry. I cried like that when Julio got taken out. Remember Julio from OG Power? I was so pissed off how that happened, and from that moment on, I really couldn't stand Dre. I was like, yo, he gotta go. From what I read, it may be possible as we see Breeze in season 5. There's a possibility that there is a possibly maybe later in season 5 we get an introduction, and that's what I said at the beginning of the live, Gemini. I think they're gonna bring them in about it's gonna be season 5, but I want to say it's gonna be like towards the mid. We might see them at the mid-season finale. You know how they leave that mid-season finale when they bring somebody else in? We might see it like that. Kanan should have peeped the way Snap switched up his energy and stuff. And trying to distract him also. They was rushing Yeah, they was but see what that's why he's distracted. They rushing him for this business opportunity where he could merge, and he just think about how he gonna get one up on his mother and not think about how he got one up on his mother because of these people. Yo, that Monet scene still has me sad. She went out like a G. Kane felt so helpless. I lost it. I was like, oh man, yeah, I felt bad for that too. Cause she just saw her babies and she was trying to save her kid. And she warned him about her. Overall, I'm going to watch but the writers don't get a pass. They gotta pick it up next season. Pick it up like how? Do you want to rush the storyline or like I want to know what you mean by pick it up? Bring more to the table, more action. Um, what exactly do you want them to step up? Young Ghost and Breeze gonna take over the show. Let's be honest, Ghost is power. Whoever plays Young Ghost gonna have to be a beast. Exactly. I want to know how they gonna keep this under their head like that. Let me find out you Akbar. Plus Unique mentioned Crystal before anybody knew about it. Crystal to Kanan, remember? Yeah, but no, Kanan went there to ask about Crystal. That's how he was like nobody did nothing like that. But he lied about OC. So he's capable of anything, even though we know he didn't do it. But I'm just saying. EJ, who do you despise more, Kanan or Donna from the family business? All right, so I've been here an hour and 16 minutes. I'm gonna get ready to get up out of here. Wait, what about the diamonds and pearls? Marvin could pay for another life with that. He probably is. That's why. Remember, I always said he gonna be on the run. If he cashed those diamonds in, because nobody knows about those, he could probably have another life, just like how Ace didn't pay in full. Okay. Adult Kanan in OG Power and Young Kanan in Book 3 have different backstories. I know, but do you think we're going to get the backstory from original OG? Sorry, this season was repeat storylines. Marvin back to being messed up. Lulu is back to his old spot. Kanan is really dumb like season 1. Next season needs to be better. Horrible finale. Okay, that's you entitled to your feelings. I do like your idea of Kanan going to juvie. Let him sit this one out and let Rock and them shine. Yeah. Let him go to juvie, get his ass kicked around in there a couple of episodes, and then come out. If he didn't finish school like he was supposed to, and we saw that meeting, I thought they was gonna circle back to either Rock getting locked up or him going to juvie. Now she might sit him down in there just for the simple fact that he took a aim at her. I think this season shows how life brings you down, regardless how much you try to get out. Yeah, this is true. Just when I think I'm out, they pull me back in because that's what happened to Lulu. He got pulled back in, but he seemed like he was enjoying every minute of it. Rocket Jukebox was bound to happen. Yeah. Don't you realize her mannerisms is even like Rock? I love the way that they did that where she could pass for Rock's daughter because she's been around her so much. And when she talked to it was two incidents that I seen this season that said this ain't nothing but Rock. She emulating Rock. One was the season when that guy tried to fill her up and she hit him with that hammer. Like, you touch me, I'm gonna touch you back. She reminded me of Rock. And I hate to say it, when they had that conversation, She reminded me of Rock. Hey, Daria, happy birthday. I know you had a birthday. I know it was good. And thank you for your support. Didn't Ronnie threaten the lady that was checking on Kanan if he was going to school? Yeah, but still he got called in the office because he wasn't doing his schoolwork, and she approached him about it when they had the dinner that night when Mama Joyce told them she was dying. Kanan hasn't been through enough. No beatdowns, keep getting money easy. He needs to go through juvie. I agree. All right, I'm gone. I enjoyed this episode. Hope we see Ghost and Tommy in season 5, and hope you have a good night. All right, take care. I'm about to get out of here too. I just was reading the last bit of comments because I don't like to leave somebody on red because y'all support me. We got 133 people in the building. Make sure you hit that like button before y'all leave. Hit the share it with a friend and let them know about Moochie and how she talk about power and how I'm from Queens. All right. Thank you for coming out. God bless. Have a good night, y'all. Ow.
Put me up in that algorithm and holla at your girl. Ew.